Rahim. The next ibarat is quite an interesting ibarat. They're discussing here, they're saying, وَمَسْحُ الْأُذُنَيْنِ وَسُنَّةٌ بِمَاءِ الرَّأْسِ خِلَافًا لِلشَّافِعِيِّ. That also from amongst the sunan, the actions that you must do that is not faraz, and it is over and above your farais, is to make masa of your ears. It is to make masa of your ears. Now, what is saying there? See, okay, وَمَسُّ الْأُذُنَيْنِ. Where is it? Is it Hanafi Shafi? Shafi. You come and sit here, Salam Koli, where is he? Mala Rashid. Okay, just call more in there, right? وَسُنَّةٌ بِمَاءِ الرَّأْسِ. It is sunnah to do it with the water of the head. It is sunnah to do it with the water of the head. What they're saying here is they're making a reference when خلافا للشافعي. According to Imam Shafi'i, الأذنان من الرأس والمراد بين الحكم دون الخلقة. What they're saying here is that according to the Hanafi madhab, we say that ears are part of your head, it's not part of your face. Ears are part of your head. That's why obviously when you wash your face, you don't wash your ears. You stop, you watch right till the ears, right? So that shows you that it's not part of the face. So if the ears is not part of the face, that means it is part of the head. So when you're making a masa of the head, you'll use the same water of the head. I understand what I'm saying? You don't have to take fresh water to make masa of the ears, and neither also do you have to then neither also do you have to neither also do you have to wash your ears with the water of the face. Are you with me? So tire wasunnatun bima irasi. So according to us, you'll use the water of your head. That means when you're making masa of the head. Khilafan li Shafi'i, contrary Imam Shafi. Imam Shafi say that the ears is a separate organ. So after you make masa or before you make masa, you will take a separate scoop of water to make masa of the ears. You understand what I'm saying? لقوله عليه السلام. And what our proof to say that you will use the same water of the ears for your head? Al-udhunani min al-ra'si. Nabi Sallallahu said that the ears are from the head. Now, interesting here. We saying when Nabi Sallallahu said ears are from the head, Nabi Sallallahu wasn't teaching us anatomy of biology. Nabi Sallallahu never, I wasn't sent to teach us anatomy biology. He wasn't teaching us, look here, look, man, you know, your ears is part of your head. Your ears is not part of your face. Do you know that? Did you ever think about it? Is your ears part of your head and your face? No, your ears is part of your head. No, that was not his pattern. That was not his purpose. That wasn't the purpose of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to teach you that your ears is part of your head. He's trying to show you for wudhu purposes, your ears are part of your head. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we're saying. See, that's what he's saying there. وَالْمُرَادُ بَيَانُ الْحُكْمِ دُونَ الْخِلْقَةِ. That the purpose of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saying that the ears is part of your head is to tell you the hukam that you use the same water of your head for your masa. Don't use the water of your face. So they're saying, وَالْمُرَادُ, the purpose of the hadith is بَيَانُ الْحُكْمِ, to explain the hukam, not to show you that hey, biology, khilkat means that you know, you never know your ears is part of your head, it is part of your head. But anyway, whilst we're discussing this here, I want to share something else with you. There are okay, the other proofs also. I'll just read to you. رأى رسول الله يتوضأ فأخذ الأذنين. So this yes mentioned the hadith. أنه سمع عبد الله بن زيد يذكر أنه رأى رسول الله يتوضأ فأخذ لأذنيه ماء خلاف الماء الذي أخذ لرأسه. So these are like the proof of those people who said that no, you must take separate water. So we say this. Our answer to this here is just that this is also permissible, but the practice of Nabi was the continuous practice was to use the water of the head for the ears, right? So we use the hadith al-udhunani min al-ra'si. So now what I want to show you is that although the way we normally teach the children to make masa, etc., is not proven from the hadith like this, but it's a good way of making masa in the sense that you cover your whole head and you cover your whole hand. This is what you do. Just follow nicely, ne? You're not gonna repeat. You're not gonna double use any limb. You take your hand like this, and the inside of the hand. You take the three fingers, the inside of the three fingers. That's nicely. Put your finger. Do with me. Put your finger on your thumb. Put your index finger and join it to your thumb. So it's out of the way, right? Now you got your three fingers like this. So you take your two fingers and you start from the forehead and you go right down till the nape. You go right down till the nape, right? Then you take the inside of your palms and you come back on the side, right? So far we use the inside of the fingers and we use the palm, right? Listen nicely. Then you take the fingers here, you push it into your ears, and you follow the grooves of the ear style. You come out. Now then you take the back of your palms and you put in the back of your ears, right? Back of back of your thumbs, sorry, back of your thumbs, and then you take the back of your hands and you put it on your nape. Now you've used every part of your hand. You've used this here. Where did you use this? The fingers. You use it for the first, from the back to the front stroke, right? Then you use your palms coming back, right? Then you use the index finger in the ears, right? Then you use the thumbs behind the ears, right? And you use the back of the fingers besides this one because you use this, you use this at the back of your nape, right? So like that, if you look at it, yeah, correct. Although the Salafis in this, they say that there's no such thing as masa of the nape. Although we do have a hadith, maybe the hadith is not very, very strong, but there is a hadith that speaks about making masa of the nape. So because the hadith maybe not so strong, we don't say sunnah, we say mustahab. But I want to repeat to you and tell you that this method, I hope, I'm not sure if the online people got it. Huh? No, there is a hadith. Mulana Abdul Hayy Laknawi in his Rasail, he got the proof. Maybe it's a weak hadith, but remember for Fazail, you can use weak hadith. You done that. You done it in your Usulul Hadith. That for Fazail, yes, to establish a farz, etc., then you need a strong hadith. But for Fazail, you can use a weak hadith. For Fazail, you can use a weak hadith. So there is a proof. We don't overemphasize it and say it's farz or it's sunnah mu'akkada or whatever. Right? Are you with me so far? So um, this method which I showed you now, uh, don't misunderstand me. It's not proven from the sunnah. So we don't consider sunnah, but it's just a good method in where you're covering your whole hand and your whole head. You understand what I'm saying? We can practice it again later, but it's a good method of covering your whole hand and your whole head because I showed you first the fingers go to the back, then you come back to the forehead with the palms, then you put the fingers in your ears. And remember now, according to us, the ears is part of the head. So it must be done with the masa because if it's part of the head, what is the obligation or what is the wazifa of the head? It is masa. So that shows you the ears is part of the head. So masa must also be made of the ears. You following what I'm saying? Right? Same because look here, you're only using every part of your hand once, and you're covering your whole head. You're covering inside the ears. You're going inside from the holes right through all the grooves. You're using the back of the tongue with, uh, and then you're using also the back of your fingers for your nape, not your neck, for your nape, for behind the ears. Yeah, yeah. So remember, you are using a lot of people like make massage the neck. Just make it like this. It's not massage the neck. It's massage the nape. And even just an interesting thing is, when you're feeling hot, very hot, you cool down the nape. You see your whole body gets cool because all the blood of the body flows. One day when you're feeling very very hot, take some cold water and put it on your nape and see what will happen. The nape is the back of your neck. The nape is the back of your neck, yes. So you see how that will cool your whole body down. So that's the wisdom. It's not the law or anything, but it's a hikam. It's the wisdom of making masa of the knife. So I repeat again, I'll tell you again, there is no clear directive in the hadith. You study all the hadith, there's no clear directive exactly how you must make masa. So it just says Nabi made masa فَمَسَحَ بِنَاسِيَتِهِ. Also when you do maybe inshallah you do Mishkat Sharif, etc. You see there they say made masa. So this message which I'm telling you, I reiterate, I'm not saying it's sunnah, I'm not saying it's proven from the hadith, but it's just something that our elders taught us. That when you do it like that, inshallah, you're making masa of your entire head, and you're using all your. So it means, inshallah, you'll get the reward of making masa on your entire head. Remember, it comes in the hadith also that every portion that is washed in wudhu, it will glow on the day of Qiyamah. So alhamdulillah, you do like this, your whole head will glow, and also every part of your finger will be used. So you tell me now, okay, look here, okay, I hear what you say. I say, you make masal your whole head, you get the reward, etc. But why should we do this? If there was the other hadith to show exactly how you must make masal, we would have do that. But there's no clarity. There's no clarity exactly how Nabi Sallallahu made masah. So this is just a method to execute it the best form without saying it is compulsory or right sunnah or sunnah muakkada. Carry on. You got the ja'izun. That makes more sense. Yamakina says ja'izin, but it doesn't make sense at all. Yours makes more sense, right? Right. So another sunnat of the wudu is وَتَخْلِيلُ الْلِحْيَةِ. Obviously, this is for the men, not for the women if they got beards. Is to make takhleel, to pass a wet. You take fresh water and you pass this through your beard like this. Right. See that وَتَخْلِيلُ الْلِحْيَةِ. And why? لأن النبي أمره جبرائيل بذلك. Because Jibreel instructed, advised Nabi to do this. There's a clear hadith. So وَقِيلَ هُوَ سُنَّةٌ in the Abi Yusuf. I told you when you get kila, yuqalu, this indicates to it being a weak call. So waqila, it is said, was sunnatun in the Abi Yusuf, not according to Abu Yusuf only, but jaizatun in the Abi Hanifa Muhammadin. It is only permissible according to Imam Muhammad and Imam Abu Hanifa. And what is the reason why they say it is not sunnat but just permissible? Listen to this. Listen to this. Interesting. They say, although this opinion here is not the preferred opinion, but just listen to it. لأن السنة إكمال الفرض في محله والداخل ليس بمحل فرض. A sunnat is to complete the original farz. The original farz you done, to do it and to make it more perfect, not to do something else. They say, look here, when you wash your face, they say, look here, putting water in between your bird is not part of your face. So it can't be a sunnat of the face because it's different to the face. So if you want to say it's a sunnat, then it would mean that you're doing something on your face again and washing 3 times the face. That is the sunnat of the face. Hence, it is not sunnat. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the rationale and the thing. You understood that point. But although we don't agree with it, because 2 things. Yeah, I tell you, kila, from a fiqh point of view, when you get in a fiqh book, kila, yuqalu, is the first thing. And the second thing is, when you got a clear hadith to say that Nabi made masa of his lihya, then you put your logic aside. Then you can only employ your logic in the absence of nas. Look at me on this one. You can only apply your logic when there's no hadith. Then you use your logic. But when you got, and this is also a lot of people that accuse the Hanafi madhab of abandoning the hadith in favor of logic. But if you start the Hanafi madhab properly, you will see this is a spurious claim. It's a blatant claim. There you can see we got a clear hadith that says that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam made takhlid of lihya. So the logic which says no, that this is a separate thing to the face, so it can't be sunnat. Sunnat is where you redo properly the actual farz. That's what he's saying there. Here you're not redoing the farz, you're doing something extra. So it should not be sunnat. So logically shouldn't be sunnat. But we say no, sorry sir, this is not this is akal, and we got nakal. So, but now just follow again. So to understand what I'm saying, waqila huwa sunnatun. Right? It is said it is sunnat only according to in the Abi Yusuf, right? But jaizun permissible in the Abi Hanifa Muhammad, and this is the reason. لأن السنة, because sunnat is إكمال الفرض في محله. When you complete the farz in its place, original place, This is the place. Look at me. This is the place of the faras. So anything you do here properly will be sunnah. Not doing something here. This is something separate. That's what he's saying. What dakhilu laysa bihamil farz. And washing inside here, it is not part of the faras, right? So whilst we were discussing this here, the other Masai I mentioned to you last time, but for the benefits of those who are not here, remember you have to wash your whole face. We explain what a face is. If you got a thick beard means that which you cannot see the skin underneath it, then you don't have to make the water reach the skin. Just washing over the hair, the beard, and washing the beard, it is on the same portion that of the face you have to wash, that is sufficient. But if you got a beard which is on the face, which is supposed to be washed, the daira of the face, but it is so sparse that you can see the skin, then that is not a sufficient replacement for the skin. It can't substitute the skin. You still have to make water reach. You still have to make the water reach the skin. You still have to make the water reach the skin, right? So remember that the dense beard, washing the face and washing over the beard is sufficient. But a sparse beard, you have to, and I know the definition of a sparse beard is you can see the skin under, you'll have to make the water. So you have to take cupfuls of water and you have to do it like this actually and make sure the water reach there. Are you with me? Right, interesting. There's an interesting masla here. There, if you do the iftar course in Azadwal, that Mufti Mutara has got 100 questions or 70 questions which he prepared, like you must just have practice. And then one of the questions is, when is the correct time to do what is the correct place to do Tahlilul Asabi'? When must you do it? As we know it's sunnah, but when should you do it? So out of the 70 questions that Mufti Mutara has got, that you become a Mufti, you must research those 70 questions. When is the right time to do the Tahleel? But if you are sharp and you understand Hidayah well, the answer is there already. We say a sunnah is to complete a faraz. So the sunnah, where does the sunnah pertain to your hands? That means it's part of your arms. So that shows you it's part of your arms, so it must be done after the arms. That's what I'm saying. So if you understand that I told you, Hidayah is not just a fiqh book. Yeah, Hidayah is not just a fiqh book. It is a usul book. It shows you exactly that, look here, because it pertains to your hands, and the sunnah is the completion or the perfection of the faraz. So that means it must be done after the faraz of the hands. You understand what I'm saying? So, what tahreerul asabi, the next sunnah is to make what we say tahreer of your fingers. Why? لقوله عليه السلام, because of the statement of Nabi Sallam, خللوا أصابعكم, make khilal of the fingers, ولا تتخلل النار جهنم. If you make takhleel of your fingers, inshallah, the fire of Jahannam will not touch it. So if the fire doesn't touch your fingers, it means it can't touch your body. How can the fire not only touch your fingers? That's what I'm saying. So in other words, the portions that you wash properly, inshallah, the fire of the Jahannam will not touch it. There's another hadith also, once the Sahaba Ikram were making wudu and they were a bit negligent with regards to the heels. So Nabi says, Wailul lil aqabi minan nar. You'll do this in Mishkat Sharif. Wailul lil aqabi minan nar. Woe to the ankles that are going to the fire of Jahannam. Why? Because if you don't make your wudu properly, your namaz is not done. If your namaz is not done, then you're not going to enter into Jannah. Right? So same thing he's saying here, that if you wash properly, in the fire of Jannah, there will be a means of your ibadat accepted. And if your ibadat accepted, then you will go to Jannah. So this is what we're saying. It will protect you. So Nabi Sallallahu said, كَيْ لَا تَتَخَلَّلَهَا نَارُ جَهَنَّمَ. Do the khilal of your fingers properly so that the fire of Jannah does not go in between. I tell you that. And also, وَلِأَنَّ إِكْمَالُ الْفَرْضِ فِي مَحَلِّهِ. So that day is the naqli dalil. I tell you, it is the dalil that comes from the Quran and Sunnah. The next one, وَلِأَنَّ إِكْمَالُ الْفَرْضِ فِي مَحَلِّهِ. This is the aqli dalil, the logical proof. You are completing, you are perfecting a farz in its proper place. Right? Then, وَتَقْرَارُ الْغَسْلِ إِلَى الثَّلَاثِ. The next sunnah is to repeat washing to 3 times. لأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لأن النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام توضأ مرة. Nabi said once he made wudu one time. وقال هذا وضوء لا يقبل الله صلاة لا يقبل الله تعالى الصلاة إلا به. Allah Ta'ala will not accept your salat except with that is the bare minimum. Then another time, وتوضأ مرتين مرتين. He made wudu, wash every limb 2 times. فقال هذا وضوء ما يضاعف له الله الأجر مرتين. This is the wudu for Allah Ta'ala will increase his rewards, right? Then وتوضأ ثلاثا ثلاثا. On one occasion, Nabi made wudu 3 times, 3 times. وقال هذا وضوعي ووضوء الأنبياء من قبلي. 3 times. This is a perfect wudu. This is my wudu. This is my sunnah, right? ووضوء الأنبياء. And this is the wudu of all the Anbiya قبلي, right? فمن زاد على هذا. You do anything more in the service, it will be waste, right? أو نقص, or you do the decrease, فقد تعدى. This person has went overboard in the sense that he's losing the reward. Well, Zalama is oppress himself. Not to say his wudu won't be done, his wudu will be done, but he's oppressing himself. In other words, that he's not getting the full reward. وَالْوَعِيدُ لِعَدَمِ رُؤْيَةِ sunnatan. And a warning here is not to say that his namaz will not be done or his wudu where you do more, like lesser than 3. But وَالْوَعِيدُ, the warning is for the عَدَمِ رُؤْيَةِ sunnatan, is for the lack of him paying attention to the sunnah. First, we stop there. We will continue tomorrow, inshallah. بس سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.